All right, we go to Sports on Tap Hotline. We welcome in Clipper Darrell. The man will find out on Monday if he is going to be selected to be the next 3 in the final. He's in the final 10 right now. He might be in the final 3, inducted into the ESPN's Fan Hall of Fame. Clipper Darrell, man, what's up?
What's going on, yo? How y'all doing?
I'm doing good now, and you're hyping us up, man. Let me ask you a question. I've looked at your website. You can check you out at clipperdarrell.com, correct?
Yes.
I've checked you out on clipperdarrell.com. I see that you go around hyping up different events. What's the craziest event that you've been invited to hype up?
You know, I love high school events. I love to go out to the high schools, man. They are motivated, you know. And then the colleges, man. I've been out to a few colleges also, and I mean their cheer squad is off the chain, man. I thought I can cheer, but man, when you get 200-300 kids together, it's a beautiful thing, man.
You are definitely. I will say this: you have to be the face of the team there, the Clippers. The face of the team here is Rufus, the Bobcat here in Charlotte, Carolina. I'm still looking for Rufus to hopefully leave. Maybe we can possibly get you here to Carolina. But how did you get into the final 10 for the ESPN's Fan Hall of Fame?
They selected me. You know, it was a panel of judges that selected me into the final 10. So, you know, it was an honor, you know, to be selected in the final 10. You know, I mean that's like man. I mean to see all the thousands of people that applied and to be in the final 10 was very rewarding.
How long ago did you have to apply for this?
This was about a few weeks ago that I applied. When I found out about it. You know, I just sent in my picture and wrote the article, and all of a sudden I got notified saying that I'll be in the final 10. And it was
nice,
like, whoa.
Nice. How'd you become the biggest Clippers fan? What made you choose the Clippers?
You know, I got fired from a job, and the guy told me I never amount to anything in life. You know how you get fired, you feel sorry for yourself. Went home, turned the TV on, and the Clipper game comes on. They said the same thing about them, how horrible they was, how they had never amounted to anything. I said, this is going to be my team. We're going to ride and die together. So 7 years later, I could actually afford to go to get some season tickets. And when I bought my season tickets, the first game, man, it was so exciting because I was just listening to him on the radio with Ralph Lawler, and you know he made the game sound so much fun. And when I finally got into the arena, man, you know, I just started. They played this song, "Are You Ready for This?" by 2 Unlimited. I just started dancing, man. And the cameraman started showing me, you know, that game, and the crowd went crazy, and he played me back in slow motion, and it was so much fun. That every time that song came on at the games, they always showed me. So it started a trend from there, and then now it's been crazy, man. It's been a wonderful ride, though.
Well, if you watch like YouTube videos about you've gone from being the fan that you said that was able to afford the season tickets to now you wear a suit that's half red, half blue. Your BMW has been changed colors to match it. How do you go did the extreme happen overnight, or did it just gradually happen?
It just gradually happened. The year that we was getting our house redone, me and my wife, and I told my wife, I said, I'm about to do this pool room into a Clipper shrine. She said, if you do your pool room, you got to do my kitchen. So I did her kitchen, and then got the pool room. So in my pool room is red, white, blue tile, red, white, blue couches, red, white, and blue walls with all the Clipper logos and pictures and stuff like that. And then I got a little court in my backyard with the, above the garage, and I got the Clipper logo on like going to the arena is on the ground also. So and the car came on the car came in 06. What happened is we went to the seventh. We went to the 7th game against the Phoenix Suns to go to the Western Conference Finals. That's when we acquired Sam Cassell. So, you know what? Let me reverse that. When we acquired Sam Cassell that year, it was the same year that the NBA told all the players they can no longer wear jerseys. They had to wear suits on the bench, right? So I said,
I remember that.
I said, the players got to do it. Why not the fans? So I went downtown and bought me 2 suits. Took them to the tailor. I bought 2 suits. I bought two suits, two vests, two shirts, two everything, two ties. I took them down to the tailor and said, cut them in half and put them together to my size. He looked at me and thought I was crazy. And that's when the suit came about. Went down, got the logos done and put it all together. Then when we made it to the playoffs that year, we made it to the second round. So I went to the airport to cheer my team on, saying, man, we're going to do this for Game 7. Donald Sterling himself, not no secretary, not no assistant. Donald Sterling walked up to me and said, hey, I'm Donald Sterling. I said, I know who you are. And, he said, how would you like to ride on the team flight? That's what I did. I went silent. I was in so much of a shock, right? So I got to ride on the team flight with the team. And then he said, when we got to the hotel, right, I have a sister that lives in Arizona, so I said, I go stay with my sister because I was planning to go to the game anyway. And he said, Darrell, you're staying here tonight. I'm like, huh, at the Ritz-Carlton? So he got me a room at the Ritz-Carlton. And then he took me up, and then he said, man, go ahead, go upstairs, go in your room and wash up and, do what you do. Meet us down here at 7 o'clock. We're going to have you're gonna be my guest at dinner tonight at Morton's across the street, right? It was right there across the street from the hotel. I was like, whoa, man, this is like any fan's dream. You know what I'm saying? To be a part of this, man. And and that still sticks to me to the day, man. And people ask me, man, do you have any pictures or anything? I said, no, I don't. I didn't take not one picture of it, man. But the media and stuff, they knew about it, so they had their own. But I didn't do it personally, because I've always, I've had opportunities to be around players and stuff like that. So I said that was a privacy, So I didn't want to be that fan to say always, hey, can we take a picture here? Can I tweet this out? Can I? No, I wouldn't. It was their privacy, and I respected their privacy. So.
Plus, you have the times when you pull out your camera that you lose the moment of actually being there, and then you don't, whereas you have to look back at it where you rather just enjoy it. I'm sure you enjoyed being there other than having to pull out a camera and take a picture.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. I mean, just to be, I'm sitting next to Elgin Baylor's daughter. Donald Sterling was right in front of me. I had Bill Simmons right next to me. I had Dunleavy, so Ralph Lawler and all them cats was, it was like, man, this is, big long table, man. This is like royalty, man. I was like, whoa, I'm a part of this. Yes, I love you, Jesus Christ. Thank you.
We're talking with Clipper Darrell. You can hit him up on Twitter at Clipper Darrell. Also find him on Facebook.com, Clipper Darrell. All right, so you find out Monday if you've made the three that get inducted. We're going to say it's not like the Heisman Trophy. You obviously get a vote. Did you vote for yourself?
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. I was voting for myself every day. 3 times. Because you can vote up to 3 times, so it was 3 times. I had my laptop, my computer, my pad, my iPad. I had my kids' phones, everything. So, the rewarding thing, man, I had a few players that reached out, man, and did a campaign speech for me. One of the players, Matt Barnes, he did. If you go to his Instagram, you will see the speech that he did. So people went out there and voted from that. I had Jamal Crawford, Ryan Hollins, a few players and stuff like that. So, I went on a Power 106. They shouted me out. So it was very, very rewarding out here for me, man.
Oh, I definitely think you're going to get in. I'm looking at the other people that are the finalists, and you got Barbara Rust, the Sacramento Kings. I don't really know how you could be a Kings fan at all, but that's a tough one. I think the Orioles guy. I think you and the Orioles guy are definitely a shoo-in, because if you're an Oriole fan for this long, you have to be in some kind of fraternity. So I think you guys are definitely a shoo-in. Besides the Morton Steakhouse, what's the coolest thing that you've got to experience being the Clippers' biggest fan?
Oh, man, getting invited to things, man. I had a chance to. I was with CP3 when CP3 came out here. They chose me to host, along with Afion Crockett, to host his shoe release party. So that was beautiful. And then I did some with Red Bull with Blake Griffin on a slam dunk contest that we did at Manchester Park in L.A. So, you know, to be a part of with superstar athletes and they call you by your first name and stuff like that, you know, I mean, it's beautiful, man. I tell you about a time with LeBron. LeBron was coming. They were staying at the Mid-Wilshire Hotel on Wilshire, and I was having dinner down there. And then I was coming out. We was leaving, and LeBron was coming down the roadway, and he saw me. So he's hanging out the window, and he started doing the check that I do at the when the guys go to the free throw. He said, UGLY, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. So he jumped out the car, started doing my dad. So, you know, when guys reach you like that, superstar athletes, the Carmelo Anthony's, you know, Kobe Bryant, you know, I have a video with Kobe Bryant where he called me the world famous Clipper Darrell. I mean, those moments, man, are priceless, man. You can't, you know, those are moments that you cherish the rest of your life, man.
Who's a player that you've seen over the years that you wish would have been a Clipper? Like if you campaigned for them to be a Clipper when they became a free agent, but they didn't.
Oh, LeBron James. You can see. You got video of that. You can go on YouTube and say Clipper Darrell, LeBron James parade. I was out there campaigning for. I wanted LeBron. That was a game. That was a franchise changer. You know. That was beautiful, cool. Man. Yeah. So if you can definitely see that. I was out there campaigning. Go ahead.
In the 20 years of you being a Clipper fan, what's the best team you've seen? And you don't have to say this year's team or last year's team, even though Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, they've been having monsters the last 2 seasons. But what's the best team you've seen, even if the record didn't portray them as the best?
You know, I love the year that we had Q Richardson in the 2002, 3, 4 years. I love that year, but prestige-wise, it has to be last season. I mean, there was nobody joking about the Clippers. Like, we've always been the butt of jokes. And to be a part of that, of last year when we got CP3 and everybody, oh man, that was beautiful. That's the best team. That's the best team. I thought it'd be a little bit different this year, but right now, I mean, last year was the best Clippers team that you could ever assemble. Honestly, I'm looking at this year's team, but the chemistry is not there. But last year's team was like off the chain, man. But to get knocked out in the first round hurt, you know. But you really don't even – I can't even really say, because even like the 05-06 year, man, with Sam Cassell and, you know, Corey Maggette and Sean Livingston, those years, I mean, it's always built up to something. I mean, it's built up to greatness now because our expectations are so much higher. But back in 05, 06, 07, 08, our expectations have always been, hey, they just the Clippers. Nobody was, you know, if you just want to go to a game, it was just fun. But right now, the expectations are so high, man. You know, it's like we lost 9 games, and people like doubting us. This is not a championship team, you know. So we could never say Clippers and championship all in one sentence until last season.
It's crazy to think that the best team in LA is not the Lakers anymore. It's definitely probably the Clippers. What do you say to the fan base? I mean, you've been there for 20 years. What do you say to the fan base that 5 years ago wasn't around, or 5-10 years ago wasn't around? Now you got this big fan base here. What do you say to the fans now? Like, do you applaud them that they're there now, or do you kind of like it's one of those things like here in Carolina, Steve Smith will tell you, oh, we don't want those fans because they didn't support us 5 years ago?
I mean, I've always said the more the merrier. You know what I'm saying? The thing that I always say, you always been a Clipper fan, you know, or you just because we get into here because this is L.A. So if you're winning, everybody wants to be a part of it. Everybody wants to be seen. So now you go to a Clipper game, we got big time celebrities that's coming out now. We ain't never had celebrities coming out to our games, man. We had Frankie Muniz, Billy Crystal, and Kadeem Hardison. Those are the 3 guys that always came to Clipper games, you know. But now being a Clipper fan, I remember the time until last season that you could only buy Clipper gear at Team LA. When I seen Clipper gear on Slauson and Western, bootleg, I said, we made it, baby. Clipper Nation has arrived. Because you always see Laker gear everywhere, but
if they're bootlegging stuff, you've definitely made it.
Exactly. to actually witness it, to see, the more the merrier. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Just because you haven't seen somebody or people say, like the new fans that's coming out, they say, man, I've been a Clipper fan for 10 years. I remember you, but I can't degrade nobody else's fandom. You know what I'm saying? Or I can't look at somebody else's pocket and say, hey, why wasn't you here 10 years ago? So the more the merrier, man. I don't hurt nobody, man. We all fans, man. We all fans of somebody or someone or some team.
I saw somewhere that your perfect, I guess your dream night at a Clipper game would be to sit between Jack Nicholson and Spike Lee. How close is that to becoming true?
Hey, you know what? I don't even know, man. I can't even say. The dream is to sit next to Jack Nicholson at a Laker Clipper game, going at it for 4 quarters, and then to go to a Knicks Clipper game with Spike Lee. So, if anybody can make that happen, man, I'll be indebted to you for life. Because that's my dream. Man, to sit next to Spike Lee, oh my goodness, for 4 quarters.
Oh yeah. Well, if you called him now playing the Knicks, he'd have a lot more to talk to you about than basketball, I'm sure, because they're not playing basketball in New York right now.
Oh no, not right now. But things don't come together, man. They got a few injuries. Injuries always hurt a team. Even if it's a role player to a superstar player, injuries is just something that's hurt. That's going to be a part of the game. But you got to get over them, and you got to move. You got to get through them. The Spurs do a good job doing it. I don't know what Popovich does, but Popovich knows how to pick teams, man. I don't know. I don't care what nobody say, man. Popovich is coach of the year always, man, because because nobody talks about the Spurs. Nobody ever says anything about the Spurs. But hey, they always there.
They're always they're always sitting in the top 5, top 6. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. One thing before we get you out of here, we always ask our guests is last call, usually a shout out to something in sports. What would Clipper Darrell's last call be for tonight?
Oh man, shout out. Okay, I want to shout out the Compton Parade tomorrow, man. I'm honored. I'm going to be in my first Christmas parade. I'm going to speak at it, and I'm going to get to ride in it. So this is my first parade that I've been ever driven in. So this is an honor for me for tomorrow, man.
Are you driving in the BMW?
You know what? The BMW's down right now. The engine and transmission went out, got over 300,000 miles. So they got me a Corvette. They got a 2000. I'm not sure on the year the Corvette is, but they got me a Corvette to ride in tomorrow.
Oh, it's good to be Clipper Darrell right now. All right, you've been selected for the final 10 on ESPN's Fan Hall of Fame. The 3 will be inducted on Monday night. If you get into it, do you get to give a speech? Yeah, you definitely get to give a speech. And they induct you. They fly you out to New York and Connecticut to induct you. So you have they induct you just like they do the players, and they do the same thing for the fans. So I'm very excited. Will you give Sports on Tap with Kuveikis and Adam a shout out in your speech? You got it, baby. You got it. Awesome. At Clipper Darrell, check him out on Twitter at Clipper Darrell. Or on Facebook at Clipper Darrell and also ClipperDarrell.com. Good luck, buddy, man. Adam and me, we both voted for you. You voted 3 times, you said, each day, so I'm sure you're in your shoe-in, man. Let's go, Clippers.